We live in a world that glorifies the hustle, where working harder is celebrated as the golden ticket to success. The relentless grind is credited with some of humanity's most remarkable achievements. But there's a vital part of the equation that often gets overlooked: recovery. While the hustle gets the spotlight, recovery quietly fuels it all, sustaining the energy needed to make breakthroughs happen. Today, we're diving into why downtime is just as essential as the grind, exploring how true success requires a balance between pushing forward and knowing when to step back. Recovery, in its simplest form, is the body's process of replenishing its energy reserves, setting the stage for future effort. Think of it as refueling after a long drive. Without it, you're running on fumes, and no amount of willpower can replace what's missing. The concept applies to every area of life, from building a business to maintaining your health. No matter how driven you are, there's no escaping the need to recharge. At the heart of all biological processes lies one fundamental currency: energy. In scientific terms, energy is defined as the capacity to perform work, to create change, to make things happen. The human body, like all living organisms, is an open system, constantly acquiring and expending energy just to stay alive. From the micro-level processes, keeping your cells functioning, to the macro-level actions like physical movement or deep thinking, everything runs on energy. So, the fact that you don't just fall apart while going about your day is due to the sophisticated, energy-intensive work your body is always doing. Sleep is a prime example of how critical recovery is to human function. Without sufficient sleep, our physical and cognitive abilities start to fall apart quickly. It's that groggy, unfocused feeling you get after a poor night's rest, a sign that your body didn't have enough time to recover. Neglect sleep long enough, and the effects aren't just fatigue. They become debilitating. Recovery isn't optional. It's essential. The grind culture often gets this wrong, portraying rest as a sign of weakness or a luxury for the lazy. You've probably heard phrases like, "sleep is for the weak," or "I'll rest when I'm dead." These are dangerous ideals to live by. Without adequate recovery, even the hardest workers eventually hit a wall where more effort doesn't yield better results. In fact, studies show that productivity can plummet when you push too hard for too long. It's not about how many hours you can put in, but how effectively you can perform during the time you invest. To truly understand how recovery works, let's dig into a few practical approaches that can transform the way you balance work and rest. First, it's crucial to track your actual productivity. We often overestimate the time we spend working effectively. A 10-hour day might only include 5 hours of focused work, with the rest spent switching tasks, checking emails, scrolling through social media, or just daydreaming. Start by quantifying your output to get a realistic view of how much you're genuinely achieving and recognize where time is slipping away. Next, consider the sustainability of your current effort. This step involves taking a closer look at how consistently you can maintain your current work levels without burning out. It requires weeks, maybe months of observation, but the insights will be invaluable. The goal is to identify a rhythm that allows you to keep up high-quality performance for the long haul, rather than sprinting through a few months only to crash afterward. Success isn't about constant acceleration. It's about finding the right balance between effort and recovery. Lastly, invest in optimizing your recovery itself. This means making sleep a top priority. Develop habits that improve sleep quality, like following a consistent bedtime routine, limiting exposure to bright lights in the evening, and soaking in natural light soon after waking up. Be mindful of stimulant intake, as caffeine can interfere with rest if consumed too late in the day. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep each night, not just for the sake of feeling rested, but because your long-term goals depend on it. Remember, time is the one resource you can't replenish. As Oliver Burkeman puts it, we have the capacity to imagine countless goals, but our time is limited. No matter how hard you push yourself, you'll only ever achieve a fraction of the things you can conceive. Learning to prioritize what truly matters and letting go of the rest is the best way to make your time count. So, instead of driving yourself into the ground, see recovery for what it truly is, a vital component of success. Embrace it, and your capacity for meaningful, sustained achievement will grow stronger than ever. The hustle doesn't exist without rest. They're two sides of the same coin. And finding that balance is the key to a life that's not just productive, but deeply fulfilling.